Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie 2. And this is kind of like a short review, a summary. I might do like a future review when I look at, I don't know, things in depth. But I'm going to give you like a general overview. And before this review starts, I just want to say I'm not showing clips from the movie. And I wouldn't anyway because copyright and stuff. But what is it? If I was to do a review, I'd obviously have to tell you guys about the movie. So there is technically is spoilers. You won't see footage, but I'll tell you what it's about. So if you haven't seen it yet, I saw it on day one. So if you haven't seen it yet, then I obviously wouldn't advise you you watch this. But yeah, today we're gonna be hopping into the Sonic movie 2. And is it better than the first one? That's debatable depending on what type of film you like. For me personally, yeah, but I'll explain further. So today we're going to be going over the topics of characters, and we're going to include the human characters, obviously. We're not going to just talk about Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. The story and pace, so like the lore as well that's involved in the Sonic movie universe. It's different to the games. It's not the same thing. In case you're like a new fan, it's not the same thing. Animation, seeing if the animation's any better from the last one, and is it better than the first movie? Wait, I've already stated that, never mind. And I'm going to give it an overall score at the end. So yeah, let's get into characters. So let's start off with our main characters. Tom, obviously I'm going to briefly go over Tom. Tom is exactly the same as he was in the last movie, but he has a lesser role. He does still appear quite a lot. Don't listen to what critics say. He does appear quite a lot. He does appear through quite a lot of the wedding scene. And then he punches a dude, and it's quite funny. So we don't really need to talk about those characters. They do appear, but they don't have a role. So there's literally no point in talking about them. So yeah, they're pretty good characters overall. So let's talk about Sonic. I feel like Sonic is a lot more determined in this movie. He has a lot more attitude towards trying to, I don't know, he feels a lot more like the adventure Sonic. He's not, I feel like the first movie, he's like classic Sonic. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's on Earth, but he's still pretty grounded in the first movie. He still knows, like, you know, what clothes are and what, you know, it didn't follow that whole thing with live action CGI, not CGI, live action, like, you know, stuff like Pikachu or something like that. But it's more, he knows like what he's doing pretty much. So Sonic, he's a lot more determined in this movie to fix things, because obviously something went wrong with you know, him meeting Tails, and then he let down Tails. And this also references Sonic Lost World, but I don't think we should talk about that. I'd say for Sonic, in terms of like his comedy, it's not as good as the first film, but he still keeps that general tone. It's like when you meet someone for the first time and then you meet them again. It's kind of like the same thing. It's pretty generic, but it's good. It fits well. I still like the way Sonic sounds. I feel like his tone's better in this movie because it's more determined, but that's based on what you like. Do you like more comedy, or do you like more, I don't know, what's it called? Determination to, I don't know, to win? It's hard to nail down because he tries to become funny and determined at the same time. Whilst you can still do that, this film is far too quick, and that's nothing to do with the running time. The running time is 2 hours and 2 minutes, so that's more time than the first film. But what's bad about this one is, I'm gonna be honest, let's move on to Eggman, because I think Eggman in this movie gets far too much screen time, and that's kind of what ruined the movie for me. Like, it's still I still like it. It's a good film, but obviously I might say that regardless because I'm biased. But okay, if it was atrocious, I would just say it's atrocious. Like Sonic 06, I don't think that game's a masterpiece. But let's say something like, I don't know, Sonic Adventure 1, where that's kind of mixed. I still really like that game. Well, no, actually, back in the day, it was highly regarded, but that's not the point. Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, legendary games, let's not speak about that. But I think in terms of Eggman, he took up way too much of the stage. maybe that's because Jim Carrey wanted more. He doesn't do sequels, so maybe he wanted more of the stage. I don't know if that's the reason, but I feel like he took up more of the stage than he was supposed to. So he, like, half the time he was talking and stuff, he was in like a lot of the scenes, a lot of the scenes, and it didn't really give enough time for Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles to, I guess, talk and like have like funny moments. Like in a lot of trailers, it shows. They should have shown a trailer of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and like Knuckles told a funny joke. Yes, there was jokes with Knuckles and Tails, and it was kind of good in the movie, but there wasn't enough of those moments. I feel like if they halved it, this would have been a 9.5 out of 10 movie. Like, hands down. This movie had the potential to be one of the greatest films, like, of, like, all time. Like, I genuinely believe that. And I still think it's a great film, like a good film, but it's not amazing. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this. I don't care. I genuinely just feel like Eggman had too much time, too much screen time, which was kind of an issue. I think now let's move on to Tails. Tails was, I'd say Tails was good. Tails was a good character in this film because it was really accurately presented, but I feel like, again, this links to Eggman. He should have had more time with Sonic and Knuckles, because I think the only memorable moments was, yeah, he got knocked out, and then he did like a dance scene, which was actually pretty cool, but that made no sense why that happened. Like, in the first film, it made sense because they were on a road trip and they saw, like, a dance, what you call, not a dance, like a pub. So they found that, and then that whole thing happened in the bar. But this movie made no sense. They were just walking in the middle of nowhere and found a cabin. It made no sense. But I like the dance scene though, regardless. I just think they could have implemented it more better. They could have made it more natural. Like, maybe, I don't know, in the city, it was just this random hill. But I think in regards to Tails, I think Tails had a great voice direction. We don't need to argue about the voice actor. The voice actor is already amazing, so we don't need to like say, oh, Tails was not good. Tails is already 10 out of 10 voice actor. I think the direction was 10 out of 10. I just think the amount of Tails, the amount and how it felt so rushed. Like, I feel like if Eggman had less screen time, and then Tails, Knuckles, and Sonic, they had like times where they would talk and stuff. Like for example, the beach scene with Sonic and Knuckles when they're talking. That was what? That was barely like, that was happened like once in the film, and then obviously there was a time where they were all running towards Eggman at the end of the film, but that they didn't really collaborate a lot. And that's what I liked a lot more about the first movie with Tom and Sonic, because they talked a lot more. And I know it was like a whole buddy road trip film, but at least the banter was funny. I'm not saying the banter wasn't funny in this, but I feel like it was a lot more action based. And if that's your thing, then sure, like, go nuts. Like, you will love this movie. But if it's more comedy and action, I like the comedy and the action at the same time, and I like more comedy as well, because I feel like this film, it has action and then it has a bit of seriousness. And yeah, I like seriousness in Sonic. That's why I like Sonic Unleashed. It has high stakes, but it knows when Sonic is Sonic, and this movie does that perfectly with Sonic and Tails. I think if we bring into the inclusion of Knuckles, 1,000 out of 10, 1,000 out of 10. Knuckles was the best performance in the entire film, like, hands down. Knuckles was implemented so well. I just think he was rushed, and that's why they're doing the TV show for him. I feel like he needed way more time. I feel like when the scene where he finds out that Eggman was evil all along, like, I know they were trying to build up saying, he saved his friend over the emerald. Not the emerald, the keystone thing, but that, I don't know, it seemed kind of weird. Knuckles didn't really have that expression on his face. He was just like, you know? And I know he's a stern character. He's not really supposed to be like, oh wow, like, with that emotion, but I feel like they should have added more of Knuckles, like, or either they made it so Knuckles realized Eggman was evil, like, way before, or they just gave Eggman less screen time and Knuckles more screen time. I feel like a solo Knuckles film would be phenomenal. I think that would be great. But obviously, a lot of people might think different of that. I think, yeah. So Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, they all had their roles pretty like those three characters all together phenomenal. The best performance that I've seen from all three of them, like as a whole together, like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. This is probably like the best lore they've had since. Actually, not even since. I just think in general, because Sonic Boom, like what was that? Knuckles was a complete goofball in that. We have Sonic Adventure, but that was, I don't know, that was more solo. That wasn't really like, I don't know. This just felt more professional, I guess, more of a professional role. They felt like they communicated more because obviously Sonic Adventure is like old games and stuff, so they aren't going to be like crazy cinematics and stuff. I loved the scene between Sonic and Knuckles when they went down the ice boarding slope. That was really cool. But I feel like Tails needed to be included in the snowboarding scene as well, because I feel like that would have been really cool. Like, I know he was like held by Sonic, but he wasn't. I don't know. I wanted Tails to fight as well. Tails fighting would have been really cool. Like, I know he did like that little spinny thing at the end, but like by himself, like solo, like him beating up some, like when he found Sonic, I wish Eggman found Tails and then Knuckles tried to fight Tails, and then Tails got away, and then Knuckles went to Sonic, and then Tails recovered and then got to Sonic. I think that would have been really cool, because then Tails might have known. I don't know. The lore didn't really make sense. Tails just sort of drove in and then all of a sudden knew Sonic. There was not really any background. There was background. He knew that he was from Sonic's world and stuff, but they sort of just said, "I'm Tails." Yeah, no, it was like everyone calls me Tails, but the thing is they didn't. Sonic called Tails in the games at least, but well, he's called Miles per hour, but in this movie it's different. Okay, you know what? That you can't criticize that because that might just be movie lore, but if they're trying to adapt to game lore, that didn't make any sense. I think at the end of the film, overall, Tails and Knuckles was great. I feel like there should have been more of Tails fighting. I think that's really it that I can say for Tails. Like in terms of any scene in the movie, I think Knuckles was perfect. If we talk about Eggman too much screen time, but I did really like Eggman. Don't get it twisted that I don't think Eggman is probably one of the best. Jim Carrey's definitely one of the best Eggman roles that they could have had. I absolutely love the fact that what was his name? How do I not remember his name? Agent Stone. Yeah, Agent Stone. He definitely had the best role in this movie. I'm so glad that they emphasized the fact that he's a character, and he's a completely original character as well. He isn't made up. What is it? He isn't made up by Sonic Team or Sega. Sonic lore. It's made up by completely people at Paramount. So that was pretty cool. I think for the final scene, I was actually surprised. I know it's only the second film, but I kind of expected a better final boss. Like something that was tearing apart the city. But then again, you can't necessarily say you want something crazy like that, because it's, at the end of the day, it's not maybe let's not say 18, because in Infinity War that was the 12, and they had buildings blowing up all over the place. But I don't know, like buildings blowing up and stuff like that. That would have been pretty cool, and like people running, like the Adventure Days, like with the chaos not blowing up the city, like exploding the buildings. That would have been pretty cool. I would have also really liked an inclusion of Super Tails and Super Knuckles. I don't think Super Tails is canon, but Super Knuckles is canon. I think I'm not entirely sure. Someone might need to clarify on that. But Super Sonic at the end, bro, it was incredible. But I feel like instead of Sonic holding the the egg robot's hand, it should instead Sonic should have just stood there and the hand went through it, because in the games Sonic doesn't do anything. He just stands there and it will go through him. So I think that would have been like a cooler reference. I love the reference of the tap at the end. I think that's I don't think that's a reference to Sonic 06, but it might be. When like he just taps the boss and he just dies, like, you know, Solaris, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, oh, speaking of references, there was a really cool reference of the Sonic Adventure pose, which is really cool. I really enjoyed that. I'm not editing this, by the way, because I don't want to put any spoilers like on this video. I'm saying what the movie is about, but I'm not saying I'm not showing spoilers, because number one, I don't want this video to be taken down, and number two, if you haven't seen the movie, then I don't know, man, give Paramount their buck, alright? Give them their money, alright? You don't want to go like, I'm not pirating the movie. I mean, like, I don't want people to see the movie, like, from me, because, you know, Paramount made it, and yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Is it better than the first movie? This is debatable, because it depends if you like action or you like more comedy and less action. Now, I think the action was better flushed out in Sonic Movie 1 because it used Sonic's speed more. Like, the chase scene. I wish there was more chase scenes. That would have been really cool. Oh, another thing. Why was there no Sonic's World in this movie? And like, that's what really annoyed me. I think people who are giving this 9 out of 10 are they're not thinking straight, because there was no Sonic World. Like, even if you thought the movie was amazing, you can't give it more than a 9 out of 10. I'd say 8.5 out of 10, even if you really liked it. Like, and that's not a bad score. That's a pretty good score, 8.5 out of 10. Like, if you really enjoyed it. But I think in terms of animation, Sonic's animation is way better in this film. Like, even there's like little things that they add, like a spin dash sound, which is really cool. Sonic, he has like this new spin dash move. Like, it's different from the first movie. It sounds more cartoonish, and also Tails has new sounds for the animation. So like his Tails spinner, like, it sounds like a rollerblade or something like that. And then obviously you've got Knuckles' gloves. I know this is supposed to just sound like boxing gloves, but they have like this they have like the electricity sound, which is a pretty cool hint. I like this whole electricity theme that they have. I'm not going to talk about post credits, because I can't review post credits. I'd say it was a 9 out of 10 in terms of post credits, but I can't like break it down specifically because it was really short. I think in terms of the movie overall, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think if Eggman was less in the scenes and there was more development on Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, that would have been a lot better. I feel like the character of Knuckles, even though Knuckles was 1,000 out of 10, his role was quite short. I don't know, this entire movie felt quite short as well. But like, in terms of the actual characters, like I feel like Sonic should have had maybe one scene by himself with Eggman, and then Tails shows up, and then Knuckles, kind of like actually no, not like the Sonic Heroes intro. I'm talking about, like, you know, when they see them on the plane. That's not a fight scene, but similar to that, like where Tails and Knuckles are on the plane and then Sonic's running. And yeah, I thought that would have been like a pretty cool reference, but it doesn't matter. Just like, I don't know, more fight scenes maybe for Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, because I think there was only like one that was proper, like the final Death Egg Robot. That was like the only proper one. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10. I'd say this movie was, I say the first movie was a 9 out of 10, but that's my overall opinion of the movie. So yeah, that's a quick summary review. Just note, this is nothing. This is like a very, very, very brief review. If I was to like review it properly, I'd say like a lot more, but yeah, hope you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure to slap it a like if you enjoyed. And do you agree? Is this movie better than the first one? Personally, I'd say no, because I prefer comedy more over the action. No, it's not like the action. It's not that the action was bad. It was just that there wasn't as many funny moments with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Like that would have made me crack up. Like, no, a really good scene was the ice cream scene. The ice cream scene was amazing, but with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles at the end. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to slap it a like if you enjoyed, and if you want to subscribe. I'm not saying subscribe, just if you want to, if you enjoyed it. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed, and see ya.